Woohoo! We have begun.
We're live.
Yep. Well, that's what you think. I'm a zombie.
Let's do this.
Anyway, David has to miss this for personal reasons, so I guess I'm the one who gets to go. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
Same geek time, same geek channel.
Lovely.
And we have a new commenter today. I am just meeting her now myself. So
Yeah,
only introduction I can give in looking at the hair is in brightest day and blackest night.
I've gotten a lot of interesting. I've gotten Storm, Livewire, Polaris, so that's another one to add to the list with this hair.
See, they should have just cast her for Pizzazz and Gem and the Holograms, and we'd been done.
I glow under black light. It's great.
She does. It's creepy.
I have a natural tan.
Oh, that's great. Yes.
I glow under black light too, but it's just because I'm so white.
And as I have titled the video, Happy Towel Day! For those who can't help but smile whenever they hear the number 42.
Dun dun dun.
And I instantly forget the theme song to that damn show. Anyway. Now I remember it. Anyway, John!
Yes.
Since we missed you last week and we know you were the one who had the most to say about it, go ahead and tell us real quick your feelings on how we lost H.R. Geiger before we go into real news.
First of all, it was stupid how he died. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, this is H.R. Geiger, one of the darkest, most awesome artists ever. He should have died in a bloody battle with a xenomorph on some far-forgotten planet to save the universe. So the fact he died from a complication of a fall, that's just mean fate. I mean, God has a sense of humor, but that's just not even funny. That's just mean. But, you know, as great as artist he was, I'm sad that he's really only recognized for his work on Aliens. He's done so many other films. I mean, and some of his work he did for films wasn't even used. Like, he was originally cast to be the designer for the Harkonnens for the original, the original De Laurentiis Dune film, and they never ended up using any of his work, which is sad because that would have made the Harkonnens so much more awesome.
Don't you have a coffee table book of his work?
I have several coffee tables of books of his work. I actually built a piece in college to house and display those pieces in reference to his work. But he also did, you know, again, we all know him for the Alien series. Most people don't realize this, but he was the lead designer for everything for Poltergeist 2. So all the really creepy shit we got in Poltergeist 2, we have H.R. Geiger to think about that.
So he designed that whole
he designed stuff. He also did the design series for the Species films. The whole Creature of Silt, that was H.R. Geiger. Also, he did Pitch Black. I know he was originally contracted to do some of the work for Chronicles of Riddick. A lot of that stuff, you know, for the Necromongers is originally designed off Geiger's work. So this is a person, and not only he's working.
Did a set design for?
So he did a couple of those.
He did an opera. He did a set design for it. Yeah.
Not to mention,
if you see lots of penises and vaginas and gothic imagery, it's probably him.
And not to mention, he has several bars around the world that are completely designed off his work, all in places that I have not visited in ages, and they were all built after I visited there. So, one of these days, I'm going to Switzerland. I'm going to his house, the castle that he turned into a museum, and yes, I will just move in.
It was nice knowing you.
I have to say, this towel is kind of hot. Apropos of nothing.
Well, perhaps you should stop stroking it and it would get less hot.
Stroke the furry towel. Just stroke the furry towel. Anyway.
Look what you did to Mr. Bigglesworth.
Momo? No, she does that to herself.
Moving on. Let's get started.
I'm sure she'll be making her regular appearance soon. Alright, going on to the real news. Kicking it off with movies and TV. Because, let's be honest, that's enough of a big story there, I suppose. Coming out in
see a movie. Sorry.
You got to see a movie?
I did. I was super excited about it, and it was actually a lot better than I thought it would be. So.
X-Men?
Yep.
It's still
X-Men.
a
I got to see it Friday
I'm going
night.
to see it tomorrow.
The only thing you need to know about X-Men. Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter...
I kind of fell in love with Evan Peters, though. He did such a phenomenal job.
You know, it's amazing. In the comics, Quicksilver was always an asshole, yet somehow Evan Peters made him a likable asshole.
Super likable asshole. I quite agree.
Yeah, that is his ability to take these assholes, and I swear he should just play Spider Jerusalem. That would just be awesome.
Yeah, and right now there's a picture going on online of him in Kick-Ass with Aaron Taylor Johnson, who will be playing Quicksilver in the Avengers movie. So now that movie will have a whole new mindfuck when you watch it. But anyway, releases this week.
Really?
Yes.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. This week in the theaters, you know, this is the first time in a while where I'm looking at every theatrical release and I kind of want to see all of them. There's 3. Edge of Tomorrow. The Tom Cruise sci-fi adventure Groundhog Day movie. A Million Ways to Die in the West.
See, I'm not going to lie, on The Edge of Tomorrow, the only reason I'm looking forward to seeing it is watching Tom Cruise die over and over and over again.
I don't know if I would actually pay that much money to see that.
Well, that's why I wish we had a Blu-ray cinema here in Dubuque, so I could go pay $1.50 for it and not feel bad.
I'm pretty sure you won't really see him permanently die until you cut off his head and take his quickening.
Something
he is not a Highlander,
done.
Evan. Not a
you
Highlander.
know good and well, an immortal and a Highlander are 2 different things.
And he's not an immortal. He's not a Highlander.
He hasn't aged in 30 years.
Satan's anus. And I'm waiting for Sam and Dean Winchester to come through with him. If they don't, I'm going to go rent me an Impala and drive to Hollywood.
In regards to that Satan's anus thing, what happened on the set of Legend stayed on the set of Legend.
Hey, you hear me, Tom Cruise? I'm coming for you, all right? And you can send your little Scientology people after me. They can dig up all the crap they want, because guess what? I was a fuck-up earlier, and I know this, and I'm not afraid for it to come to the light of day.
Okay, more for release. A Million Ways to Die in the West, the Seth MacFarlane excuse to see Neil Patrick Harris with a handlebar mustache.
I'm sorry, that is definitely the film I'm most looking forward to in the releases coming out this week, because
I really, really want to see that.
As big a flop as Ted was, I enjoyed Ted. I enjoy Seth MacFarlane's
Ted
humor.
wasn't a flop.
It was kind of a flop, though it was really funny to see that summer because women were all about strippers and men were all about teddy bears.
Yeah. No, actually, it was a success.
Well, commercially, yes.
I have it on DVD, so I mean...
And it's getting a sequel. It's been confirmed a while ago.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
I don't know. I mean, I've always been a really big Family Guy fan, so I've always really liked Seth MacFarlane and stuff like that, so...
Yeah, we don't need a
I
Ted
think it'll be
sequel.
funny.
I'll go ahead and state this now.
And
As much as I love Ted...
Come on! Like,
Anyway, and finally the last movie coming out in theaters this week, Maleficent. With the
I'm going to see that.
Yeah, oh God, yeah.
As soon as my friend gets back from Arizona, we are going to see it.
You know, I swear, Angelina Jolie just finds new ways to get hot.
Yeah, but she's got the Muriel Hemingway jawbone in this one. I mean, it's not really. I know it's the makeup, but it's just really angular. It looks like you cut a roast with her face.
I think they're trying to make her look more like the cartoon. As for DVDs, another horror movie coming out this week on DVD, Endless Love. For some weird reason, it's not billed as a horror movie, but from what I heard, it might as well be.
Yeah, that's not one that's going to go in my collection, I don't think.
It's been a while. It's been a while since there's been a good horror movie that I'm actually wanting to, like, fork out the money to pay to watch. I've got Netflix. I can watch all the cheesy horror movies I want and don't really have to pay anything for it.
Like Pontypool. That's actually a good horror movie that I will never. I just become like a sort of unofficial, like, advocate for. I'm like, everyone see Pontypool so we can see what really good horror movies are like again.
Have either of you guys watched Chillerama on there?
Not yet.
Oh dear God, you have to. It is.
That's on my watch list.
Oh no.
I'm adding it now.
Basically, it centers around a zombie in theater, and they have little snippets, little short indie films for all the movies movies they're showing at the drive-in with great titles like I Was a Teenage Werebear.
Oh, nice.
And yes, put all the gay innuendo in that you like. The Attack of the Killer Spur.
I was thinking, is that about a teenage girl who turns into a big hairy gay man and goes
No.
to
Again, you really have to watch Chillerama if you haven't. It's a moral imperative. I've watched it like 9 times because it's that funny.
I can't say anything. Last time we treated something as a moral imperative, it was something after Tucker and Dale versus Evil when David said he hadn't seen that. I forgot what it was exactly. We were both like, you need to see this after that.
It ends with a zombie orgy. Zombie orgy.
Well, if I want to watch a zombie orgy, I'll just put in zombie strippers.
No, trust me, better than zombie strippers. Better
Really?
than zombie strippers. Yes, better than zombie strippers.
Oh my God, she's taking off her skin and showing those muscles underneath. That's so hot.
Yeah, no. Imagine your 2 teenage children running from a zombie horde. You lock yourselves in a car and realize you're not getting out, doing it because you're both virgins, and then all the zombie in your car. Fade to black.
Nice.
That's how I lost my virginity.
That must have been
Really, I
one hell
thought
of a night.
it was that football accident.
It was a Night of the Living Dead.
But I'm bummed.
Going on to stories, let's get the bad news out of the way. John, what is it with us and people dying lately?
I don't know.
I'm getting the bad news out of the way. Donald Levine, who was like one of the executives at Hasbro, one of the main guys that got the very first G.I. Joe going, he has died recently.
Oh no.
I just hope to God his casket has a cutout information card and he's molded in plastic. Because if his casket isn't a G.I. Joe packaging, then I'm disappointed.
It's like they worked on his corpse so he had the kung fu grip.
I really think that should be a law. If you come up with it, has to mimic that product. Like, if God, what the hell was his name? God,
what if you
infomercial
guy?
guy.
Fantastic product with a sex toy.
Infomercial guy. What was his name?
I
Billy
know
Mays.
I can't remember. Billy Mays.
If Billy Mays' ashes aren't in an OxyClean container, then something is wrong with the world.
I'm worried for the guy, based on your criteria, who created the Fleshlight.
I think that's a viable thing. You created it, be proud of your invention.
Well, we got good news. The Raker gave us a permanent erection. We'll just put this sucker right on there.
Oh my.
Okay, going on to
those ashes in it, let everybody have a turn.
All right. Moving on once again to more depressing stuff. I think this slightly depresses me more. Edgar Wright has officially left as director of Ant-Man.
Yeah. I'm interested to see who I mean, I'm just wondering what the circumstances were in that one because,
Well, they said it was an amicable split, and it was basically put. He had this vision that kept him around for all these years to attach to the project, and just like Marvel apparently rewrote the script, and it was not what he wanted to do. So he just told them, "That's it, I'm done," which is kind of sad, considering like this dude has been with it since before they did Iron Man. He stuck with it, even though they kept pushing it back. But I just imagine there's so much preliminary work done that all the next director has to do is not screw up.
Grrr.
I don't know. Like,
so mad, man. So mad. Look how mad I am.
You figured out how to use the buttons, I see.
oh goodness. A lot of the movies, comic book related or not, like they're running out of ideas, and then they're trying to put too much into a movie, and then there are certain movies that just don't have enough. Like it's all about who can have the biggest explosion, who can have the biggest actors.
Wait a minute. You have to use the proper term for that. It's not explosions. It's bay-splosions. I think all overused explosions right now should be termed bay explosions.
I don't even want to hear that name because he's slaughtering my childhood right now.
He's not slaughtering her childhood.
Yes, he is.
He's doing his best to rape it first.
Yeah, the rape and then the slaughter. Yes, I will give you that. But no.
Yeah.
I don't even want to hear that name.
Michael Bay. Michael Bay.
Sitting Michael Bay by the...
Stop haunting me in my dreams. No, I just...
on the lap of the bay.
Don't put Michael Bay in your dreams.
Float away.
I don't even...
The last thing I want to see is the Michael Bay version of Neil Gaiman's Sandman.
Yeah, that'll be wrong. That will be wrong.
I will find him and I will shoot him myself.
Not if I get to him first. Shooting is going to be the last. Saw is going to look like a children's film when I'm done with him.
It already looks like a children's film. At least that's why I assume it has a puppet.
Like, honestly, I am not, like, oh. I just, it gives me the chills thinking about it. It just crushes my soul.
Let's move on to happy things. Get away from Bay. Get away from Bay. Diddle-you.
This isn't. The next one's not happy. It's also make me happy. We now have a title for the Superman-Batman movie.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Batman versus Superman: The Dawn of Justice.
If Batman doesn't completely fucking own Superman this entire goddamn film, then I'm sorry. I'm forming a regional jihad.
Fuck you.
To do with this film.
No, first of all, I'm already annoyed because they've been saying from the get-go this is a sequel to Man of Steel. Why the fuck is Batman getting top billing in Superman's sequel? That annoys me.
Because he's fucking Batman.
I think just when I go see this movie...
I'm going to say it right now. Batman is not better than Superman. They are on equal fucking ground. If there's one person where the I am Batman rule doesn't work, it's Superman. Because some awesome shit comes out of Superman just from the fact that he's fucking Superman.
No, I gotta disagree with you. I gotta put Batman up there, but it's an agree to disagree.
You know, Batman being popular is such a new thing. People don't realize how new it is. No, I'm serious. Dude, you're a couple years older than I am. You know good and well when we were kids, it was all about Superman. Batman was the secondary character until the Tim Burton movie came out. Actually,
Again, that's just in Hollywood. If you look at the comics, again, you got to realize I got a few years on you with comic books. Batman's popularity was right up there with Superman, just in comics. Now, again, if we're basing it purely on character-wise, I'm sorry, I got to go with Batman.
I got to go with, if we're based on a character, I'm going with Superman. Batman's a cool character, but he's not an interesting character.
I would have to say Batman because I loved watching the Batman animated series. And
Batman animated series was awesome.
Like, I've always been a big fan, so.
It's like, to me,
Batman's you're outvoted.
Looking character.
Well, it's not really Batman that I fell in love with.
Joker?
No.
Oh, come on! How could you not love the Joker?
I mean, I love the Joker, don't get me wrong, but it's not my favorite person.
Harley Quinn.
No.
Pixie was a Killer Croc fan!
Almost got it.
No.
So I had a rock.
The most obvious of them all. Come on, guys.
Commissioner Gordon? I mean, I know girls have a daddy complex, so I just assume
it's Bullock. No, it was Bullock. Pixie likes the big ones.
The big hairy ones, apparently.
Exactly, you know. I try and emulate Bullock every day.
You had a thing for Robin, didn't you?
Nope.
But it's not so freaking obvious. I think we've already covered the main cast. What do we have?
You forgot, like, one of the biggest characters of the cast of Batman, and you haven't even mentioned
Renee Montoya, because she's
name.
a lesbian, so she's into girls too? What?
Yeah.
Pixie is all about some Alfred. She likes her men subservient.
Wow.
Subservient and loaded, wow.
Just for that, I lost the game.
Either way.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm getting. Oh, no.
Yeah, no.
Right now.
Either way, my point is, objectively speaking, Superman and Batman are equal. What it is in everyone else's opinion, that's your opinion. I'm not even going to try to change it.
Look, you'll be happy to know when I go see the movie, I will wear, on one leg I will wear my Batman knee-high cape sock, and then on the other one I will wear my Superman cape sock.
And then you'll just be like constantly going like this. Fight, damn you!
Making the capes smack each other. Who's gonna win? And I mean,
I hate to say
right here I have Batman. Batman right here. Tiny little Batman.
Yeah, that bow tie's pretty cool.
My friend makes them, so.
I'm surprised I've not. With my propensity to wear bow ties, I'm surprised I've not received one of those yet.
Yeah.
It's a hair bow. It's not a bow tie.
Either way, my argument remains valid. Superman should get first billing in his own sequel. Period.
Batman.
Well,
no, you make a Batman series. You make it a Batman movie, or if it was a Batman sequel, then I say give Batman first billing.
Okay.
Well, maybe you're making the mistake of calling it a sequel, or.
Either way, I think we can all agree that Subtitle: The Dawn of Justice is one of the worst titles ever in film history.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of, Evan, I don't know if this is on the list yet, but have you guys heard about the recent controversy over the She-Hulk comments?
Oh, we're getting to that later.
Okay, good. I want to make sure that's on our list.
Yeah, that's on the list. That's not under movies. That's under something else.
Moving on.
Because anyway, next one, slightly happier, kind of more of a follow-up on this one because we've talked a couple of times about Gem and the Hologram movie. Molly Ringwald has been cast in an unnamed role.
Not only Molly Ringwald has been cast, Juliette Lewis has been cast as well.
Yes,
Are you serious?
I am serious.
But Molly Ringwald is hotter. Like, seriously, she's still insanely hot.
Well,
It's amazing.
let's put it this way. If Molly Ringwald's going to be in there, she's... My guess, probably going to be Synergy because of the age. Now, Juliette Lewis, chances are she's going to be one of the misfits because she is definitely way, way, way too attitude to be on the holograms. So we definitely got a misfit there. My guess is probably Roxy. I'm ashamed I know all these names. I really am ashamed I know all this.
I have to admit, John, your knowledge of Gem is outrageous. Truly outrageous.
Actually, it's actually more than my own knowledge, and I used to watch it when I was a kid. So.
I have two gay brothers that grew up in the 80s with me, and yes, I was often outvoted to watch Gem.
Yeah, they were like, you can have your He-Man, but we have to watch Gem every once in a while. The surprising thing is that they like the less gay show.
I was gonna say, with all the muscles and the bondage gear in He-Man, you figure they like that better.
Yeah, and then he puts his sword in the air, and then he says, "Hey, hey, 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 hey."
I mean, come on, with memorable characters like Ram Man and Fisto.
Look out! They're using the secret weapon. They're using the ancient weapon, the rusty trombone.
Okay, this conversation has gone downhill again. We're like Sisyphus. We keep trying to push it back up, but it keeps rolling back down.
It's a fun ride, I have to say.
Yeah, we try.
Our comedy is so good. The one female we got commenting is smoking. We're not even halfway done. These are just the chuckles.
This is already my second one, so.
Okay, moving on to TV news. It looks like AT&T has confirmed that right now they're trying to buy DirecTV. For all we know, right now they've already done it. For those wondering, AT&T is America's #1 defense against Time Warner.
Latin Google Fiber.
Well,
you and Raleigh will
Raleigh,
be getting soon.
Actually, here in Raleigh, pretty much Time Warner has kind of screwed themselves over here, for those listening all over the world, Raleigh, North Carolina, because Google has been trying to get Google Fiber here for the longest time. Time Warner Cable has been trying their damnedest to stop them and been doing a good job. Such a good job that now they have annoyed the local government here and they made a deal with AT&T to get their fiber optic internet cables in that pretty much Time Warner Cable can't stop because everything was designed to keep Google from doing things, not AT&T.
I was going to say, I'm surprised you haven't seen the announcement. The announcement from Google is Raleigh is the next city.
Booyah! Well, that's been announced for a while now, actually. But yeah, we'll see. It's fiber optic cable. God, Time Warner Cable. Boy, they're slowly learning the hard way. They are no longer in a buyer's market.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Moving on. We have a first ever in television this week, or sometime in the past week. One of the big shows is supposed to be starting up on AMC, Halt and Catch Fire, basically about a guy trying to get his computer business started back in the 80s. Instead of actually premiering it on AMC, in 2 weeks in advance, they actually put the very first episode up on Tumblr. So for the first time, a show has premiered on Tumblr.
That's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
I have a feeling we're going to see. I mean, it's one thing we've been seeing. The trend nowadays is a lot of the web-based programs like Netflix and Hulu getting exclusive content before it goes on network, which I really think that's going to become more of a trend, especially with again, I hate to say with Netflix really taking off in new content and creating new shows just exclusively for Netflix. I mean, I have a feeling that the major providers are going to really have to step up or step aside.
I'm thinking that if any studio survives as the first studio who smartens up and realizes we need to stop doing this whole airways thing and just start doing the streaming thing.
Or at least offering, if they were smart, they'd offer their own free streaming services of their shows, very similar to Hulu, but just some of them do offer some of their shows, but
sit down and think about it. They were doing their shows through streaming. Imagine how much faster Fox can cancel great shows.
Very true. I mean, it won't even get 10 minutes into the episode. Cancel.
And it's the highest. It's like, oh, the ratings are too high. We got to stop it now.
we don't want another Firefly here. We don't want another Firefly.
Sounds like that's exactly what they want. They really want to fuck with us. They'll be like, we're not bringing back Firefly, but we made a deal to bring back Brimstone.
Yeah, I think you'll see some murders if that happens.
I mean, to be honest with you, I haven't had cable or satellite in over 2 years now. I watch a lot of Twitch. A lot of my friends play, live stream video games and stuff like that. I watch a lot of YouTube.
Talking about them later.
Yeah, I'm there with you, Pixie. I haven't had cable in almost 4 years now, and I don't miss it. I really don't. But, I got a Roku. Funny thing is, I have a Roku, I have a smart-enabled DVD player, and a Wii, and there's not a channel I miss.
Yeah, I mean...
I'm trying to remember when I stopped having cable. Let's see, I was 24 in 2006.
Now, you see, if HBO was smart, HBO would allow for a streaming service so you can sign up for it outside of cable and get all the HBO shows. See, people would pay for that.
5 years. Well, I think HBO, at least this is what I'm crossing my fingers and hoping, because I have not found anything on this, that they have some kind of deal going on with DirecTV or Time Warner Cable, and they have to wait till the contract's up before they can do something like that. At least that's what I am seriously hoping, because I think I've said it several times on the show. I don't want to pay those companies. I just want to pay HBO. I am more than happy to pay the $8 a month just for pure HBO.
Yep. All right, moving on.
Moving on. Our final... oh, no, that was it for movies and TV. Time to move on to video games.
Woo!
All right. Our releases this week for video games. Windows is getting Final Fantasy III. Monster Monpiece for PS Vita. The Wolf Among Us Episode 4 and Sheep's Clothing for Windows, Mac, and the PlayStation Network. Among the Sleep for Windows, Mac, and I'm guessing that's Linus. Mario Kart 8 is coming out on the Wii U. The Forest is coming out on Windows. And, of course, this week, the big one, Watch Dogs on everything that matters.
Actually, there's one other game I have to talk about because it's not been released in the States yet.
Goat Simulator 2, Goat Murder.
No.
Goat Simulator 3, Die, Goat, Die.
Nope, this is actually a game that was put a lot of thought into. I don't know if you've ever played a game called Dynasty Warriors.
I've heard of it.
Very fun game. Yeah. In Japan, released this week was Hyrule Warriors, which is a game very similar to Dynasty Warriors, except with all the characters from Legend of Zelda. So imagine your character fighting literally hordes of people at a time.
That
The way it should be.
sounds pretty cool.
Let's get into some news.
But yeah.
First up, this is something that's just kind of funny. That Target had their triple trade-in deal, where it's like if you give them like a used video game, they'll let you get like 3 times the price worth of games or something like that. And anybody who knows anything about economics can easily see how that apparently backfired on them.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Plus, what are they doing? I mean, I don't know if they were trying to bring in more business towards their like whole video game section, because I don't really go to like Target or Walmart or stuff for my video game stuff. Of course, I go to GameStop or something like that.
See, there's actually a local North Carolina chain I really loved for that, which was called Play and Trade. That is by far the best. I mean, it's a regional chain, and each store is owned individually. So yes, you can get store credit. They actually offer fair market value for used video games. Plus, they have everything. It's the only place I know that I can go get Atari games, Dreamcast games and systems, which blows my mind.
We all want to know how you like to get blown, John. Dirty mind.
I'm not even saying anything on that one.
Every time I mention a dirty mind, I always think about that stupid Get Him to the Greek movie. Anyway, speaking of, like I said earlier...
Oh, please, Evan, you... Go ahead.
Yeah. I mentioned earlier, Heather, we're going to talk about Twitch. This is it. YouTube, much like AT&T is trying to buy DirecTV, YouTube is in the process of trying to buy Twitch.
Mm-hmm. I'm on Twitch almost every single day, watching my friends, because I'm actually a moderator in several live streams. So
welcome to the team.
One of my friends, he streams Pokemon. I mean, that's his main source of income. And then I have friends who just play random stuff, you know, all the time. But it's fun. I really enjoy being there. I've met an insane amount of cool people.
I might have to buy one of those PS4 cameras so I can actually do the only Uplay I'm ever interested in doing my entire life, which is when the next Batman comes out.
Well, see, and also, you know, not having cable and stuff, I do watch several YouTubers do Let's Plays and stuff like that on a regular basis. I watch their videos every day. So, I mean, I'm curious to see what kind of happens with this.
Yeah, Jacksepticeye is what gets me through the day at work. I'm not gonna lie.
I love Jacksepticeye. I love Markiplier. You know, I mean, I used to be really, really into PewDiePie. I love laughing at him when he screams like a little girl when he plays a
You need to watch Jacksepticeye then, because he's so much better, and he's Irish.
Jacksepticeye.
I'm sure those two are completely unrelated.
Yep.
Jacksepticeye is
on a live pod.
Hilarious. He got me hooked on him.
I've gotten everybody hooked on Jacksepticeye. I need to send them out a note saying, "Hey, look, I'm going to be your biggest, proponent here in the States, because anything I can do to help a fellow Irishman out, I'm there."
Yeah, I seriously, I watch YouTube every single day.
So it'll be interesting to see how this Twitch YouTube deal goes through.
Seriously, I use both sites every single day. So, I mean, I'm curious. I don't know how it will affect things. I mean, will subscribers have to pay more than we usually do? I mean, it's what, $4 for like a couple months, right? Or $5 for half, 2-3
$5
months.
6 months.
Yeah, and then, so, I mean, I don't know. I mean, not everybody who streams has to have subscribers. You can have followers, but you don't necessarily have to have subscribers. And, of course, you don't get the full $5. Twitch gets half, and you get the other half. Plus, if you run ads, you get money from the ads as well. So, but then there's people who go turbo where they don't have to watch the ads, and then, of course, you can skip the ads and you still don't get the credit. So, You know, there's so many different things that kind of make it work or not work. My friend has good months where he makes a lot of money on Twitch. Then there's months where he makes barely enough to pay his rent. So, you know.
That's freelance. I know, maybe one day in the near future I'll be doing that myself. Hopefully.
It's a lot of fun.
Anyway.
It's definitely a lot of fun.
Our final piece for video games, ZeniMax is suing the maker, is basically suing Occulus, claiming that they took, they're basically taking credit using a lot of their work that they don't really own the rights or really should be allowed to use. Oculus is naturally saying,
And surprisingly, that'll hold up at a California court. That's one of the best defenses in California. No.
Don't they still have Doc Ock as one of their defense lawyers? Or no?
No, they,
no one outside, no one except
use
the hardcore Law and Order fans are going to get that joke. So yeah. Go ahead. No, I was about to say something. You were saying?
Come on, Pixie.
So many companies like, oh, well, I did this, and then you stole this from me. You know, if you'd stuck to your original plan and followed through, maybe you'd be in a different position than you are now, and then you're just getting jealous of the companies that actually stuck through it all the hard times, and they're like, oh, well, you stole my idea. That's not necessarily true. You know, everybody's trying out there to get, like, you know, well, I'm bigger, better, I'm going to buy you, you know, and that's not always necessarily a good thing. Oh, I'm going to sue you because you did it so, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's just frustrating, honestly. You know,
being the biggest comic book geek ever, I've kind of gotten used to my entertainment coming from some very corrupt sources.
I have to say, my favorite frivolous lawsuit about this was a couple years ago when Apple sued Android because their phones had rounded corners, and apparently that was an Apple thing.
You know what? I wish I could take this Apple phone and throw it as hard as I fucking can into the biggest volcano I could find and destroy it.
I'm there with you.
I saw a video about that. Doesn't that just make Coke leak out or something?
To be honest,
yeah, I was gonna say this is gonna.
I can't take this iPhone. The only reason I got it, I didn't have to pay for it. Nothing came out of my pocket for it. I miss my Android
I was the same with
so
mine,
badly. The only thing I really like about this is
with
the
issues
iTunes.
I've had with,
that's about it. That's it.
Yeah, well, like the issues I've been having with my iPhone lately, I can honestly say this is gonna be my last one. I mean, the battery issues alone have been a huge pain.
You know how many chargers I've gone through this year? This is my third cord charger that I've gone through this year.
Well, that's good. That's because your cats keep eating them.
No, Pippin stopped doing that, actually.
So the cats do not prefer Apple. Good to know. Funny, I never heard one. Do you guys have like the newest ones or something, or do you
I have an iPhone 4.
No, I have a 4S.
Yeah, I have a 4S too.
Ever since I upgraded.
My phone has
Ever since I upgraded to iOS 7, I've had nothing but problems.
Not my upgrade. I haven't had a
Like,
problem yet. That's me. I'm always lucky.
I'm not even gonna do the new iOS update because the last one I didn't even like it, and it like threw my phone all backwards, and iPhone's already backwards. One of the main reasons I dropped out of college is because I had to use a Mac, and I thought they were ass backwards, and I didn't like using them, and I didn't like going to school what I was going to school for.
Do you hear that, Apple? You have ruined this poor girl's education.
It's actually true.
She had. Look at what has happened. Now she is stuck talking about geek news on the internet. That's worse than prostitution.
Hey, I have no shame. I have no shame in being geek.
Okay.
I have no shame.
You want to talk about having no shame?
I've known John way too long. Way too long. Half my life I've known this man.
I've known John for so long that we even have a girl, that there's even a girl we know that we both slept with. That's how long we've known each other at this point.
Is there?
That one barista from...
Oh God, yes. Oh God, yeah.
It's something that a month or two later you slept with her.
Yeah.
The one thing I can brag about that situation is I was there first.
Wow.
Hey, the one thing I can brag about is she didn't used to be a man.
One day we're gonna have to tell that story.
Okay, we'll do that next week.
Can I please be here for that story?
No. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get a hold of Jenny, and I'm gonna see if she can come in so we can explain that situation. And then when we're done wasting 45 minutes joking to her about that, she decides never to talk to us again. Anyway.
Actually, dude, you want to know the sad thing about it is? I don't know if she ever told you. She knew the whole time.
Son of a bitch.
I told her, and she went with it.
Anyway.
You are so evil. So evil.
I know. He is. Yes, I know.
But we love him.
Yeah.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
But I'm so innocent and cherub-like. Look at the
Please.
I sound like the
That is
Maya
like
Hoggin's main
evil
minion.
stroke of genius right here. Hold on. Let me be as cool as John right now. I'm going to wear this.
Pardon me. Do you have any Grey Poupon?
No.
Bully!
Bully. So,
Alright, what else we got, Evan?
Next we are going to take a look at the monthly periodicals. I believe you call them graphic novels, or as they're known in the vernacular among the poor, the comic books. Yes.
Oh, you mean City People toilet paper. Okay, I know that one.
It's in the new house. Yep, our suggestions this week for releases, because as usual, there's way too many to really say them all. Samurai Jack number 8 is coming out, because we're apparently not getting that movie anytime soon. All-Star Western number 31, I may or may not drop it, because for some reason Jonah Hex no longer has the scars. Ms. Marvel number 4, the number 1 comic book starring a female teenage Muslim. Possibly also the only comic book, at least in America, starring a female teenage Muslim. All new
the only comic book anywhere starring a female teenage Muslim.
All New Invaders number 5, because you're not going to get a chance to actually masturbate to the Winter Soldier movie for at least another 2 to 4 months, give or take. Fantastic Four number 5. And the Twilight Zone number 5. Man, I'm getting a lot of number 5s. And the Doc Savage Annual 2014, which I'm actually loving that book.
Yeah.
And our news, I don't think we... Yeah, it's our main story for comic books. Oh, David fucking Goyer. As if a lot of people weren't mad enough about the script for Man of Steel.
Oh, God.
Yeah, let's see, he called Martian Manhunter ridiculous. Whatever was that. No, it's, the dude actually said that She-Hulk was pretty much just a porn star.
Personally, I love it's you know it's bad in the comic world where Stan Lee comes out of his pantheon and he comes down to even have to comment on this shit. But he did, and he literally said, "I never thought of the She-Hulk as a sexual object, let alone the love interest for the Hulk."
He invented the She-Hulk.
I know.
Number 1, he was the one who created She-Hulk.
Yes, no, I'm not saying, but again, these are things that didn't even enter these things that David Goyer is saying never entered his mind when he created it, and this is the creator saying this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, dude, you completely ignore the creator bit for just a second. You called a Stan Lee character a porn star.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, again, you can do that with comics that come from, like, Image, or Top Cow, or any of the things from the 90s. I mean, even some of the X-Men in the Jim Lee era, we can say that about. But not a character created by Stan Lee.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. He's that innocent uncle we all wish we had, that just had pockets full of lemon drops and would tell you funny stories all the time, and there was never a hint that they were... You just assumed the man was asexual to begin with.
I know the story of how he met his wife, so I wouldn't go that far. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's Stan Lee. He's Uncle Stan. He's everybody's Uncle Stan.
Just, I love the character of She-Hulk. She was awesome.
I have nothing against her, really. I mean, I don't even see where he would begin to get the whole porn star thing from her, honestly. Okay, well, her outfit, okay, all right, it is kind of cut a little sharp around that, but...
Well,
I don't think it's
I don't really see it.
I think he's saying that because She-Hulk is one of those characters. Sometimes she has her own book, sometimes she doesn't. She never really had what could be called the definitive love interest.
Yeah.
And like most women who don't find themselves in a permanent relationship, she has gone from boyfriend to boyfriend with the occasional one-night stand. Doesn't make her a porn star, makes her a human being.
Thank you.
To quote some rock star whose name I can't remember right now, you don't know how many people you have to sleep with before you find the one.
You can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you get what you need.
Yeah. And I'm like, honestly, the thing about her was, her love interest and what she is in terms of sex appeal kind of didn't matter because she always seemed to be sort of a lawyer first and a superhero very close second.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, she was a developed character before she was the She-Hulk. I mean, she has a character outside. I mean, no offense, Evan, you're going to get pissed at me for saying this, but it's not like it's Clark Kent.
What?
It's not like it's a Clark Kent where it's, you kind of care about Clark, but you really only care about Superman stuff. This is the complete opposite. You care more about her actual character than you do about the She-Hulk.
Well, she's always She-Hulk. Almost always. Yeah, it's like either way. We care about Jennifer. Damn it, she was an Avenger.
Exactly.
She's still on the reserves roster. I mean, God. She was awesome Avenger. And there's a reason she was Bruce's favorite cousin. I'm still waiting for the one day where somebody gets smart and finally does the comic book where her and Daredevil face each other the way only those two can. In court.
Oh my God, it'll be the worst episode of Phoenix Wright ever. That two you should face in court. It should be She-Hulk versus Phoenix Wright. And who should preside over it? Johnny Cochran's ghost.
How come there's never a judge who's a superhero? That'd be interesting. Or then again, there's conflict of interest there.
Yes, there is. I'm sorry. Have you ever watched an episode of Judge Mathis? That man's a superhero. I'm sorry. Nobody can be that sassy and have that many good one-liners unless he's got a good writer and a superhero. I'm sure Judge Mathis, with his sidekick Judge Joe Brown, roamed the streets of New York City at night, righting wrongs and protecting the innocent.
Didn't he just get arrested for drunk driving, though?
No, not that I know
that was Judge Joe Brown, I think.
That's why he's the sidekick.
Exactly. So speaking of people that got arrested recently, this is not really geek news, but it is fucking hilarious. Did you guys see the story about Michelle Bachmann getting arrested in Colorado?
I'm trying to remember who that is.
She is a conservative Republican senator.
Mm-hmm.
What is she? She's known for something. Is she the one who keeps saying people shouldn't masturbate?
No, I don't think it was her. But basically, she's a very outspoken Tea Party person. She was arrested in Colorado for DUI, but not for drinking.
Love it.
What drug was it?
I wonder.
What's legal in Colorado now? My question is, how did she get pulled over? Was she going like 10 miles under the speed limit chasing a Domino's truck?
Okay, moving on. We're getting two new comics adaptations. One that I'm sure will make apparently a lot of people happy because this show is much bigger than I thought it was, and another one that'll make you go, what? We're getting a comic book from Bob's Burgers, and a go ahead.
I can see that.
Yeah, and a comic book about Edward Snowden. Who, for those who don't remember, that's the guy who, if I remember correctly, he's the guy who leaked that the NSA is watching everybody.
Yeah.
Basically confirming what we already figured anyway.
I mean, what is his? Is he going to be Captain Obvious? Ooh, I know. It could be a South Park crossover, and Captain Hindsight can be Edward Snowden. Yes. Trey, Matt Stone, make it happen.
Please.
Fighting their arch nemesis, the Mormons.
Also in comic book news, Disney is releasing the animated, and once again, it's a bigger deal than I thought it'd be, the animated Big Hero 6, based off of the Marvel property, but not tied into the cinematic Marvel universe.
I'm actually looking forward to that one. It looks pretty good. Honestly, there's one comic that I really wish they would make a movie out of, because they made a Saturday morning cartoon out of it, and I enjoyed it, which was Rusty and Big Robot.
Okay, I remember. Okay, that's what you're talking about. I figure it's either that or Sam and Max.
Don't even get me started on Sam and Max, please. I still have the entire Saturday morning cartoon downloaded. Okay, I still watch it. It's still brilliant.
I don't think people realize just how brilliant the '90s was for like Saturday morning cartoons based on comic books. And I don't mean just like the big ones like X-Men and Spider-Man and Batman the Animated Series and the DCM universe. I mean like the second-hand ones were just brilliant. The Tick, the Phantom 2040.
Yep.
Even like the obvious X-Men ripoff that was God, I forget the name of it. You know the one I'm talking about. It had Prime as one of the main characters.
Oh wait, yeah I do. I forget though.
Something Force, Ultra Force.
Oh,
Even Ultra Force was really good.
You know what I'm surprised of all the '90s properties we never got. First of all, we made a movie out of Tank Girl. I'm surprised that didn't get made into a Saturday morning cartoon, or at least a cartoon in general.
It was a cartoon on HBO.
Yeah.
Was it?
No, I said they should have made it into a cartoon on HBO. That's what I'm saying. Kind of like what they did on.
Or they could have done that with the same way they did the Max on MTV. That would have been good. That was actually really well done.
Was brilliant. Yeah. Wonderful mind that was.
Another comic franchise was surprised because of the popularity of Sam and Max. I'm surprised Milk and Cheese never made it to the screen. I would kill for Milk and Cheese.
You know what's the comic? You know what I would love to see? You could actually twist it so it's for kids, but I personally would prefer it to be like a primetime show or something for adults. Scud the Disposable Assassin.
Actually, I remember HBO was in talks a few years ago to make a serial out of Too Much Coffee Man.
Wow.
I swear to God, the next con I go to, I am dressing as Too Much Coffee Man because
dude, you're
no one
already
will
dressed
get
as
it.
Too Much Coffee Man. You just don't know it.
Yeah, true. I do a good job of hiding a coffee mug skull.
You piss coffee at this point. You piss coffee and beer.
No, that's not true. That is not true.
No, with the coffee you make, you have to piss straight coffee.
No. Coffee goes in, sarcasm comes out. I'm like a big filter.
I can't say anything. I think, John, you've been my friend long enough, so you've seen what I'm like on Facebook when I've had the coffee transmetropolitan combination.
Yeah.
I turn into Spider Jerusalem for a solid 24 hours every time.
My friend, speaking of Spider Jerusalem, my friend actually for Halloween one year went full out. He had a full beard, full head of hair, shaved his entire head, shaved his beard off, had the glasses. We drew all the tattoos all over him. It was purely amazing.
So did Evan.
Yeah.
Purely amazing.
The only thing I didn't have was the glasses, but I have your friend beat in one respect. Under all this hair,
he actually has the spider tattoo.
Badass. I just got to draw all over my friend with Sharpies.
Most people do that without any pomp and circumstance.
No, he definitely went balls to the wall for it. But my one friend who actually...
That's a wonderful way to explain a Spider Jerusalem costume.
I'm sorry.
That's just perfect.
No, my one friend is a manager at my friend's comic shop. So, I work there every once in a while when they need help, mangas, need inventory, blah, blah, blah. But whenever we can, we get to previously order things, through the previews, catalogs, and stuff before anybody else, Of course, we get the little better deal and everything like that. So, he saw the Spider Jerusalem glasses, bought them. He never really wore them, and he let our friend borrow them for the Halloween costume. By far the best costume of the night. no one else could touch him. I mean, the pure dedication to like shave your head and your beard. He had a nice beard. So yeah, it was pretty freaking epic, and yes, quite impressed.
Then he got up and saying, "She's got legs." John froze on us again. Wow.
He did. It's such a great face too.
Oh no! I'm guessing he has to reboot.
I wouldn't doubt it at all.
Oh, John's back. Okay, he's back now.
Sorry about that. Lost
It
connection for a
happens.
second.
It happens.
Welcome back, John. We missed you. Wouldn't you know what, the show's over? That's everything. No, okay. we have some science.
Science.
You know, it's sad that he couldn't join us. David is awesome at finding science shit for us.
Yeah,
He
I'll give
really
credit
is.
for that one.
Yeah, it's But yeah, this one, it's our first thing up. It's like all the science stuff has got on here, all three of them. The one is we have a new way of attracting solar energy, where it's basically a spherical shaped receptor as opposed to the panels we're used to seeing, which can actually hold even more solar energy. I'm guessing it does it more cheaply too. It looks amazing. It just looks cool.
We
Now,
definitely need to figure something out with the whole energy
Speaking
issue.
of solar energy, have you guys been seeing the videos going around about solar roads?
Yeah.
No.
These are freaking epic. Basically, they're hexagonal panels. They're covered with recycled glass. They have heating elements in them for the winter. They're completely replaceable on an ease of basis. If an entire road was covered in these solar panels, it could pretty much generate enough electricity to power a city the size of Apex could power a city the size of Chicago. In addition, there are LED lights built into it that can not only change lanes, so if there's construction that needs to be done, it's a lot easier. In addition, they're pressure sensitive, so if there's an obstruction or an animal crossing the road, not only will it light up in front of you, but it will also post a warning about 20 yards and 50 yards back, letting the drivers behind you know that there's an obstruction. In terms of road care, instead of having to get an entire crew out there to dig up and replace, literally, there are two bolts that hold this to the ground. You literally pop the bolts out, put the new panel in. It is an amazing technology, and they just got their Kickstarter funded for $1 million to do one city. Hopefully they'll get the federal grant very soon, because this is technology we need to get on. Plus the roads will look like Tron. The roads will look like Tron.
I do want to own a Tron cycle, so I put those two things together. Just constantly have like friggin' just have Daft Punk constantly in my earphones.
I mean, imagine going to a city park, right? And you want to play basketball. Literally, reprograms it, lights everything up, and it's a basketball court. Your kids want to play hopscotch? Guess what? Hopscotch court. Oh, Amy, push the button.
Where's my damn holodeck?
We're working on that one.
Some days I just want to pretend I'm Sherlock Holmes. Old Victorian England and everything. Get the program started, it stays history accurate, and they'd be like, "My God, man, you seem to be one of those donkeys we hear about." I'm like, mother. No wonder the police won't listen to my theories.
The holodeck's acting up again. Last time I went in there, I got slapped with 3 paternity suits.
Oh, Lord.
Data! You imagine using it to relive Animal House? Anyway.
They took the bar!
What is this stuff all over? It's like I have to keep doing the friggin' zit joke. I mean, anyway. That's why there's white stuff all over the place? Yes, that's the reason. Moving on, apparently we now have VR helmets for chickens. So
yeah, saw that. The Oculus for chickens.
No, let's be honest. It's the Matrix for chickens. That's not a joke.
Like, those poor bastards already have it bad enough as it is.
Well, the idea is to give them the illusion of absolute freedom, so you can keep them like in an enclosed
Why would
place.
you spend the money on these stupid little helmets for chickens and just let
Not
them
now.
outside?
I'm imagining a chicken all dressed up in leather with sunglasses saying, "If you take the blue corn."
Oh, goodness. Those poor chickens.
No, I got it. Morpheus played by Foghorn Leghorn.
I say, son. You can either take the red pill, or you could take the blue pill. Now, only a dummy is going to take the blue pill, but only a dummy is going to take the red pill.
He was probably one of the most annoying Looney Tunes character ever.
I got a confession to make. The red pill is a placebo. And our final bit of news for the evening. As it turns out, there was a study done recently, and if you found that special someone, you share more than each other's hearts and genitalia occasionally.
Yeah,
you apparently also share DNA.
Similar DNA.
No, not like that. We're being non-sexual this time.
This time?
This time.
This time, huh? I don't know.
Look, I'm not saying we're perverts. I'm just saying every once in a while we bring out the gimmick. But anyway, yeah, it turns out people, when they get married, one of the things that attracts you to other people is you have very similar DNA. Which explains the occasional couple that just seems to look alike.
I know that, when I...
You were saying?
I know when I find the right girl, she's going to be able to rock the mustache just like me. And that's what will clue me in.
Just remember, John, a gentleman always lets a lady ride the handlebars.
Why do you think I grew them? This is like the Pontiac of mustaches, okay? It is a luxurious ride, but an affordable price.
So if you're on the street corner of...
Too bad they don't make Pontiacs anymore.
I know. We broke the mold when we made John.
Oh, goodness.
You're what again? A 1980 model?
1980s Pontiac, baby. Doesn't get any better.
Oh, God.
You know what? I'm going to take that back. I'm not a Pontiac. I'm a frickin' Buick. That's what I am. I'm a Buick.
Either way, if you're looking for a cheap ride.
Price tag.
Land boat.
With a painted red fender.
In fact, if you look at it, my mustache is very similar to the front of a Buick Skylark.
Alright, that's good.
That's John Little, folks, except no substitutes.
Remember, the 7:30 show is completely different from the 9:30 show. Be sure to tip your waitress. Enjoy the veal.
The veal is made out of fresh Soylent Green for people who love people. Now, yeah, that about does it for tonight's news. Oh, God, this was entertaining. Heather, hopefully you'll be joining us more often. You're a welcome addition.
Please, please. Well, actually, I would do it more often, but this is actually the first night I don't have to go to bed early because I don't have to be up at 2:45 in the morning tomorrow.
I know.
Well, we will take you. We will be more than happy to have you on anytime you would like to join us.
Absolutely.
Thanks for calling in.
It was a good laugh, for sure.
And we hope the best for our friend David. He has some personal issues. He's going through a tough time. So,
Positive thoughts.
Okay, everybody, make sure to tune in. Same Geek channel, same Geek time next week.
Yep. And so long, and thanks for all the fish.
Hi.